Good morning, everyone. We did have some three-star news this morning, but that was at what, 8:30? No more three-star news for the rest of the day. All right, so the levels that we have marked out below, which we may just put them in the chat away, because that's the ones I have marked out on my thing. So those would be the levels that we have marked out on our chart there. I thought this was creating a nice little bear flag this morning, is what it looks like to me, but kind of just started pushing here. But we also have a huge, like, this is on the 2-minute chart, this huge 2-minute liquidity, or, nice little trend. So I just feel like I can go either way, but we always want to usually take out what yesterday highs or even today's open down at the 518. So that's why I was kind of looking for a short this morning. Oh, I didn't realize I was still using the NVIDIA broadcasting camera. I was like, why can't I get to my settings? Usually I have it on the other camera, but I guess it's using that broadcasting. That's okay. I think we can make it work. I'm still looking for shorts this morning. Uh, like I said, I'm still feeling the short this morning. I just feel like this was just a big just trend down, and this is just a pullback. I just hope it doesn't like pop so fast, because you know how it is with that first 5 minutes, man. It's just ripping so bad that it's just so hard to just jump in without just getting your face ripped off. Let's see. 59.53. So we did, man, we've already reclaimed all these levels that Mancini was talking about. The Bulls did reclaim the 59.45, the 59.25 is now support. So that would be nice to see us get a decent pullback, find support at this 59.25 again. Kind of the same line we were playing off yesterday. All right, guys, we got less than 20 seconds left before the market opens here. Remember, most of the time I do not take. I try not to take trades in that first 15 minutes if I can't help it. I didn't really. Let me get on my 1 minute chart because y'all know I like to trade the 1 minute here. Ah, crap! I had to change. I thought I had enough time to. Sorry about that. There's a trend line, man. Yeah, I feel like we're going. $560s probably. I don't know why that's not on there. I want to see if we stay below this trend here. Shit, hope I'm on the. Damn it, I clicked on the wrong fucking account. I'm gonna break even because it's just I got on the wrong account. I thought I was on my new account, but was not. So we may even have to close this because I think it put us over that threshold. It did. Son of a bitch. Sorry about my language. I guess we'll just stay in it because, like I said, I think 60 is your bounce. $60 should, I feel like, is going to be your. It's going to go to 65. I feel like because 65 is where that today's higher close is at. So I would look for a possible bounce at 60 area possible. That's just kind of what I'm thinking. Unfortunately, I chose the freaking wrong account. I'm so annoyed with that shit because I really did not want to pass this account today. I was going to try to run it out a little bit because I'm about to get a reset on this crap. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm kind of annoyed. Ugh. I hate when I don't check that shit. Dude, that trend line broke out so fast that that was like such a nice looking bear flag this morning. It was so hard not to take that, even though I hate taking trades in the freaking first couple minutes of the market. I think that was a 90 test. Then I want to see if the 610s trade hold up. You know, sometimes I do take this type of trade where I wait for the 90 test, then I see if it hits the 10, then pulls back. All right. So we were up over $300, but I didn't, like I said, I didn't really care because we hit that threshold at this, and like I said, I really did not. I was trying to hold off from trading this one because I only needed like $100 and something to get back over that 53,000. I was trying to trade this one. I still think that 60 down there is a target, guys. Hmm. I almost want to jump back in this, but I don't want to jump back into this just because I hate double dipping in the same trade. Let me make sure I'm on the right account this time. Yep. All right. I almost wish I'd have come on with my fundeds with that instead of the eval this morning, because you could see the big bear flag set up off of this morning. We had it marked out, but I know it was going to be pre-market. So, like I said, those pre-market trade, the right when the market opens kind of scares me because just the volatility. That's why I had such a big stop loss, because I didn't want to get wicked. See, I would have liked to got short here back below that 600 level, right at 600, and look for 10 points, then try to take my runners down to 560s. That would have been my play here if I didn't take that first trade. So what it is, you wait for us to push the 80s and 90s, then you wait for the retest of the 610, and then once you get below the whole number, try to jump back in, get your 10 points, then look for a target. So your runners probably would have been stopped out, but you would at least got your 10 points, and the runners probably would have got stopped out because it did pull back and pop that whole number. What's up, Java? How are you doing today? Did you take that bear flag breakout this morning? I didn't know if you traded uh the market open or not. I know I usually don't, but man, it was just so hard not to take this big flag. Oh, you got half of it? Nice. I was really hoping I could get to the level 60, but I didn't really care because I already got over the passing threshold on this 50K, so it really didn't matter no more. I hit the 53,000. I was hoping I was on this one because I blew my one eval the other day, and this is a fairly new eval, so this was that breakout I was hoping to grab with this one. Yeah, it was going down fast. I'm saying that it's really hard to take those at opening. So it did hit my target. So this target we had marked out here, this was yesterday's high. So I was expecting a bounce here. I almost want to just put a resting order here a while ago and just see if we can get 10, 15 points out of that. And that's at yesterday's high there. Let's see if it holds. Not sure if you would have got your 10 points on that bounce or not. It would have been close. It depends if you were ballsy enough to put a resting order sitting at that 60 level or 64. I think it's 64. No, I don't think you would have got the 10 points because it's still bouncing in that area. So this is why we're struggling here at the 64. That's yesterday's highs. I think the better play would wait to get below it than pull back into it. So just be careful in this area here. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. The next level down from here is 518. Yeah, I'm thinking the ES could possibly retest those 25s. We kind of mentioned that a little bit pre-market. Man. Maybe push back up, hit the 45 on the ES, then just do some more waterfalling. All right, so you got your oh. Hmm. Duh. I just couldn't jump in. I wanted to so bad because it kept hitting off of our. I still feel like we're going to 518. I feel like 518 is going to be your next level down, and that's going to be the today's open. That's where we opened at yesterday. Let's see if we pull back and retest the 64s one more time. I don't know if we will. I don't know if we can find a trade off that level or not. I feel like this might have been a good play because this would have been your 5-minute retest candle. So this is your 5-minute candle. You can see it pulled back, retested nicely, then just dumped off of that. But it's so hard to try to get short after we done sold off this much. Then today's lows is sitting at 490. So we could definitely get a big 500 pullback here. Let's see if this level right here holds. You want to see the 64 hold. I'm going to play the 64. This could be very risky. But it's a new eval, so we are going to be a little bit more aggressive with it. I wouldn't take this on if you're close to passing or if it's a funded account. I find this a little bit more risky here. I'm just trying to see if I can get that push down to 520 here. I'm trying not to risk as much here. I'm gonna go to break even because it's struggling to get through these 40s. So we did hit the first target. Like I said, I mean, I said this was risky just because I wasn't sure because I took this same type of trade yesterday and got burned a little bit. So we're going to take 2 off at 20 just because I think we're going to get a bounce at 18 here. I don't want it to, I at least want to get some of my contracts. Oh, come on, get it. There we go. All right. There's the bounce. So if we get through these 18s, our next target's going to be the 490, and that's today's lows. So I'm hoping we can get through these today. No, today's opening sitting at 518. Today's lows is 490. So I'm going to try to see if we can get this runner down to 490 here. And I may just even shoot for the whole number and not stress about 10 points, not with one micro. I mean, that's only an extra 20 bucks because that's not going to make a big difference. See how we're bouncing off that 18 area. So we talked about this play a little bit earlier, where Manzini says that 25 is support on the ES, and look at where we're doing. This thing is just making a beeline straight to that 25, just like yesterday. So this is where we could take possible a big long if this holds. Like, especially if we push below it, then find support above 25. I'm going to just try to get long and see how long we can hold it for. So this is your 15 minutes right here. So if we can break this 15 minutes, find some support. I mean, you got to think I love taking that 15-minute retest. And I may even take my stop loss just right below that 15 minutes. I just didn't have very much confidence in this trade earlier. I just wasn't sure because yesterday, I took a similar setup, but it was also later in the day. It wasn't like first thing in the morning where it was like a freshly sought out target. But come on, 15 minutes, hold. We just need that 15 minutes to hold, and I think we should get our target. Just need that level there to hold. Another 15-minute retest. Come on. We hadn't hit the 25 yet, did we? No. Oh, it printed right there on it. Come on. Look at the market doing folks dirty. They know they know that people has their stop loss right below that, right above that damn 15 minutes. All right, target hit. I would look for a 90 bounce here too, so just be careful of that if you are in the short. All right, so far, two trades, two nicely winning trades this morning. The first trade was that big bear flag breakout. The second one was kind of iffy because we just had the big move. So that next one, I used the 64, yesterday's high, as kind of my stop loss line in the sand type area. Sorry about my stuff freezing. All right, so we're now at that 25 level in ES. 59.26. We just hit that today's lows at 85. That was today's lows. I'm talking about the days. I almost wish I would have just had the nerves to do that, but I wasn't looking at it. I mean, that was a freaking almost a 30-point move off today's lows at that 485 level. Man. And this could be the bottom right here, guys. Man. Look at that 25 ripped. I might have to start looking into taking that freaking trade anytime we push down to today's lows. Wow, what an insane rip off that level. May have to look at that a little bit more moving forward. Anytime we push down and hit those today's open or today's lows. Trying to get that 64 marked out. Dude, that was an insane 15-point rip off of the freaking ES. Like, it just ripped 15 points off of that freaking 25 level. Well, actually 26. It didn't quite touch that 25, but man. Also in the macro time. Hmm. I just couldn't jump in it. I wanted to at that 18 level, but I just could not pull the trigger. Yeah. I just did not want to get burned on that damn. At that 18. Mm. Come on, don't. Oh, come on. It had to be a dirty wick. I wanted the follow through, son of a bitch. Off that 18 level. That sucks. I didn't get the follow through. I was really hoping because that was my funded account. So we only got $82. So just another medium day trade with the fundeds. But like I said, we're still been just grinding this thing. With the fundeds, we're just looking for 10 points. And if we're lucky enough to get that runner, we are. So this 18 I talked about a little bit while ago, that's today's open. And the only candle I didn't like was this doji candle. I wanted it to be more of a body. So trust me, I was puckering. So that's why I didn't really talk about it because I wasn't sure. I mean, the body is still under that 18. Man, I was hoping we could get those lows on this previous candle on my runner. That's what I was really hoping for. Get a nice 20, 30 point runner on the PA. It's going to go now. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. Hmm. $18 is still holding, so. And we never did get a body back above the 18. We did wick above it, but the bodies are staying below it. So see if the 18 still is holding for us. We done hit this level multiple times, so I don't know how many more supports it has. I was really hoping that we would get another push down to 25. That's what I was hoping on this play here, but we didn't get it. Like, retest those 25s again. All right, we're going to switch back to our evals. One trade a day on the PA, so no matter what happens, if it's a break-even trade, if it's a losing trade, or if it's a winning trade, we just take whatever profit we get and move on. So all right, let me put this in the Discord real quick so I don't have to log back onto this later. So like I said, I do put all my trades in Discord every day that I take, no matter what it is. If it's a loser, if I blow the account or whatever, I tell you every day what I'm doing in case I don't mention it on stream or I forget to mention it. So I'll tell you if I fail an eval, if I blowed one up, and if I decide to reset it. Like, I was going to reset this account, but since Bulanox still had the 90% off, instead of resetting it. And the reason why I got aggressive with it the other day is because it was about to reset. Because I didn't get to trade as much this past May because of going out of town a lot. So I was like, screw it. We're just going to full port it and see what happens. And like I said, it blowed up. It went kapooey, but I probably would have hesitated and not do that if Bulanox didn't have 90% going on, because I would have just took that reset of the $15 that Bulanox still has going on. Dude, that 18 is still paying the bills. Let's see if that thing's going to hold. It's just, man, the pullback was almost 20 points off of that. That would have been hard to hold on a PA. I probably could have held this on an eval, but a PA, no. All right, so here's the funded trades. Like I said, I missed a lot of funded trades this month from, like I said, I started going out of town quite a bit back in the end of April. What it is, my mother was having surgery and she had heart surgery this month, so that's what I was doing. I was going back home with her. I was going to the doctor's appointments with her. Then I went back for the surgery. I'm gonna put this in here now, so once I log off Apex, I don't have to log back in. Runner stopped out. All right. That sucks. Dude. That's so dirty. Dirty, 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 guys. That sucks. This damn thing just sold off like, what? 60 points? Oh my goodness. Come on. If you could have held at that 18, which it would have been rocky on that one big wick pullback, but man, we have just been waterfalling since that freaking today's open level. Oh my goodness. I feel bad, Java, that we didn't hold our short from that initial breakout. That initial breakout from this morning. But like I said, I had already passed that eval, so there's really no reason to hold. I wish I had logged onto my funded accounts because that was a really nice looking freaking bear flag setup. I mean, we had the huge move down. I mean, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touches. And boy, when it broke, it broke. I don't know if I have anything else left to trade. That's what sucks. So we're up on both evals and we're also green on the funded. So I just shoot. Might have to just knock it back down to like 2 micros or something. And if we can take some little trades here and there, that's probably what we'll end up doing. Since all my levels have been hit, all the levels that we had kind of marked out. Look at the ES losing at 25. That was what we were looking for yesterday. Man, we've hit that 25 so many times. That's what the Bulls wanted to hold on to, was that 25. Now, this could be a monster setup if this pulls. This is kind of what we were saying. Like, if we get below the 25 and we reclaim that 25, it could just be very bullish for the rest of the day. Java, did you find you any kind of entry to jump back in on the short while ago, or are you just watching? I know you said you took that first short. I didn't know if you jumped in on that second one or not. That second one was tough because it was around a support level. So that's the only thing about that second one. You're long in here? I'm going to stay away from longs, man, unless we get back above 25. That's kind of going to be my log indicator off the 25 off the ES there. Oh, nice. You got 30 points? Oh, it did hit the 30. I see that. It went right below, right above the 30. Nice on the scalp. I wouldn't have had the nerves to take that one. Yeah, there's no way I could have. I don't know if I would have had the boys to take that one. Man. Woo, you got out just in time on that one. That was nice. Yeah, I wish I was better at some of these bounces. I know I'm a little bit. I can be a little bit more like conservative on the bounces. They just. I don't have confidence in them. The quick scalps like that. I wish I did. I just haven't done it enough to be comfortable with it. I like doing it off like major levels that I know, like, the London highs or the lows and all that stuff I feel comfortable doing. Or even maybe that 50 EMA. But man, like there's no way I would have taken a long here. I wouldn't even know what to look for as far as the bounce goes. But I do like the play at the whole numbers. I always think that's a good choice. Yeah, I'm going to shoot for another long, but like I said, I'm going to be patient since we've already taken 3 trades today. So this is wherever I know I get myself in trouble. So we've had 3 straight winning trades, and that I know it's just because I'm streaming, so I just try to still take trades. I know that's what gets me in trouble sometimes on, especially on evaluations. But at the end of the day, I know it's evaluations, but still, I don't even like to really take bad trades on valuation because I try to treat the evaluations and my fundeds the same way if I can to try to just keep that same mentality going. So this is where we're at this morning. This was the first trade, and like I said, I could have probably got a bigger profit on that one, but I didn't care anymore because I knew we were over to 53,000. So I didn't really care. This was the second trade. This was we're up 282. That was on that 18 bounce, I want to say. No, it not. That was before that. That was off the 64 level, the yesterday's highs. So that was off the 64 level. Then my next trade, which sucks because it's just sold off 60 points, or actually 100 and something points from my original entry. So, but we only got 85 bucks out of that. That's what that's what sucks. Like, man, I would have really loved to have a 100-point play or even like a 40, 50 point play on my PA account. But instead, we have to settle for $80 or 85 or what, something like that. $85, I think is what it was. So, you're going to try one more? Like I said, I'm not going to be in no big hurry from here. I'm going to wait for see what happens at the 59.25 on the ES. So we're at the point of control on the ES. So most of the time we'll have a little restriction there. So let's see if we get through this level. We're about to hit that 25. And that's still support as far as the ES goes from yesterday. Look at this nice little push below the 25 and that little retest right there. those are the plays I like to try to catch sometimes where it does, especially on my NQ levels, where you see the candle just barely pushes up and just taps it, then poof, waterfall. Did you hop in the long Java? Did we hit that? Yeah, I didn't quite get there. Yes, like I said, I'm still waiting on that 59.25. I want to see us back above that level there before I consider a long. All right, let's see where we could go if we just continue selling. I haven't even looked at my next levels down. Wow, did we run this big, huge wick all the way down into 310s? I mean, goodness, that thing is down there. Look at that wick down at the 320s there. Looks like there's a lot of wicks in this area, so this could, if we continue selling, this could be some destinations. Is this the data candle? Is this is the data wick, I'm assuming, from yesterday from Nvidia. Those were the Nvidia number data wick. So I mean, really, I mean, that was a nice little bear flag setup. It's just I wasn't looking for it. I mean, that looks good there. Three candle pullback. That 25 held, then kind of get that struggling little doji candle here, then goes. Just not anything to do here, guys. It's been going good today, Kyle. Uh, the month of May, I was from about the end of April for the month of May. I didn't really get to trade a lot this last month and a half, Kyle, because I've been going out of town a lot. But it's going good. We haven't really messed up any PAs. We have blown up a few little evals this month. I think a total of 3 evals this month. Well, actually, 2 were paid for. The other one was free. But we still probably got our one funded account with you. I've been grinding that thing so slow. I get so close to payout, then I'd take 2 losing trades and put myself back in the hole. And so it's just been that kind of up and down grind, Cal. I'm hoping this month we finally just kind of break that threshold, because I know as soon as we break it, we should, get that kind of like apex monkey off your back. This morning we had 3 nicely trades. I mean, it was definitely a bear flag heaven this morning, plus off of our levels. So this was the first trade we took here. This was the first breakout, and it was actually fairly early after we opened, so I hesitated because I hate taking trades at open, but it was just so hard not to jump into this after consolidating, because we had the big move here. Then we had like 6 touches. Then when it broke, the waterfall just went. So we did get our one Bewley funded back, because we lost our Bewley funded back in, I want to say March or February, accidentally. What happened is I thought I was on 4 micros and I was on 4 minis. And once I took that big loss, I was like, screw it. We might as well just full port. And yep, it didn't go my way. So far this morning, like I said, this is the one that we just passed this morning. And I wouldn't even I thought I was actually on this account when I took that trade, because I didn't want to mess with this account since we were so close to passing, because we only needed like $170, I think, to pass. And this is a fairly new one because I full ported a eval that had to be reset. It had to get in like 2 days. So we just full ported it, and just started a new one instead of just taking another hit on it. Because I was already in the red that day, if I'm not mistaken, on that account. How about yourself, Cal? How's everything been going on your end? Are you still trading as much, or are you taking breaks? I mean, to me, this looks like another bear flag setup. And we got those data wicks down there too. No, because usually what happens, Cal, is whenever I start taking like back-to-back losses on my PAs, I try to take a break from them so I don't go tilt on them. And so then I'll just go back to focusing on evals to get that confidence level back up again. So that's how I try to treat the PAs, because if I start taking red and multiple, I'll find myself over leveraging and just completely messing up the account. So I know it's just a mental thing. Those losses really can get to you sometimes. Like if you just start having like just where nothing's working out for you. So like my one PA, the one we traded this morning, we've had that PA, I want to say since September of last year. That's my oldest PA account. So like I said, we just been grinding for a while on that count. I mean, I could do like a lot of the other streamers do, where I know they're throwing a lot of money at these accounts. They're just they're playing, I guess, the prop firm a game. Eventually, I want to start trading my live account. I also have a live Tradeovate account that I want to eventually start trading. And this way, we're just I want to start trading, I guess, live funds also. I have about $900 in a live account that we've just been kind of sitting on too, that we haven't started. And try to make like, $100 a day or something like that. So similar, like kind of what we're doing on the funded. I don't know how many trades I'll have to take to be comfortable with this, because there's, to me, that's just like a next level of anxiety trading real money than it is just trading paper accounts, I guess. So this is the next thing we're kind of working up to here. I'm trying to wait till I finally get over that threshold with Apex, because I only need to make about another $500 for a payout with that account. And so I'm hoping once I get comfortable what we're doing, this will be probably the next level of here comes that 59.25 Java. So we want to find support above this freaking 59.25. It still looks like a big ass bear flag. Man. Okay, so you're in school. Okay, nice. I haven't been in school or college in a long time. It's been a long time for me. Most of that crap you forget, unless you're professor or something, and that's your job to know it. No. Ugh. We could bounce a lot here, so you really want to see it push above the 25, then maybe make a little pullback and tap it. So since we're already green, we are going to scale back to 3 micros, and I'm hoping we can at least stay above the $100. I mean, I would hate to lose all $300 from this today. I mean, it's not really the goal here, but it's a fairly new eval. So like I said, I do trade a little bit more aggressive on these newer evals. We try a lot more level bounces and stuff like that. So right now, the level we're waiting for to see what's going to happen is this 59.25, because this is Manzini's reclaim 25 for a possible long here. So I like to see us get above this pivot here, or even this 50 EMA, get the pullback, then look for the long. So that's kind of how I'm going to try to play this, because I know we usually get bounces around the 50 EMA and the pivot here. So I'm hoping it's this 50 EMA, then this causes us to get the little pullback to the 25 here. Close. It all right. 25. Let's see if this holds. This is where you want to see it hold, because it could just freaking waterfall down. And this also looks like a big old bear flag too. So, but I'm hoping this is the reversal here off this 59.29 or 59.25. Ooh. We lost that 25 too. God, I wanted to jump in short, but man, it was just so hesitating. It was so hard. Even though it is just 3 micros. All right, we're going to. We could get our face ripped here. I think 40 to 50 is going to be my line in the sand here, because it could reverse. This could just be a 3 candle pullback, then just pop. And I don't want to lose too much of my profits here. Just trying to keep our max stop loss between like 60 to 80 bucks at the most, because right now we're probably down, what, 60 bucks with 3 micros. I'd hope we would get that follow through, but like I said, this could just be a 3 candle pullback for us just to rip higher too. Dang. Not looking too promising here. All right, I'm going to close it. Man, what a fake out to the downsides. I got faked out by this big freaking bearish candle here. I mean, to me, it still looks freaking bearish. All right, we're going to try this one more time here. Oh, don't let us get burned. This happens when I start over trading here. But like I said, we are going to be aggressive with our eval. These aren't just setups. These are just, like I said, just anticipating breakout, which, like I said, what it is just me trying to time that freaking 25 break to see if we're going to get that 25 break. If we can't reclaim the 25, that's the level that we have to have reclaimed for us to move up higher. If we can't reclaim it, we may even end up shutting this down earlier because, like I said, we got to reclaim the 25. If we can't reclaim the 25, we might as just, we'll probably get stopped out if it doesn't reclaim the 25 here. Yeah. Son of a bee. Uh-oh. All right, so now we're back in the red. So this is kind of what happens whenever I start over trading a little bit with my valuations. But like I said, it's all good. We made our goal today, which was to pass the funded one. And we, like I said, we are going to be really aggressive with this in the beginning, I guess is what I was trying to say. So basically what we're doing, we've been trying to catch hopefully the pop off of this 25 level. A lot of times if we hit those like the support and resistant levels on the ES, you'll get like a quick little pop, and that's kind of what we have been looking for. So now we're in the red. Like I said, we're in the red. But we're going to continue also trading aggressively also. Like I said, guys, we're going to be super aggressive here with this eval. So these aren't setups. These are just anticipating breakouts is all this is. Ugh. Man, this 25 has just been a magnet. That's the only thing that sucks about trying to trade around this support and resistance level. You get a lot of this, especially on the ES. And you almost have to be a little bit aggressive sometimes, because what it is, you'll sit here and watch it, then you'll just miss the breakout completely. So what I'll do is just try to hop in a trade and either go to break even fairly fast, or have me a place where I'm hoping my stop loss doesn't get hit. Ugh. We're still, what, 228 in the green overall, but today we're 130 in the red. So if you're just joining us, these aren't trades you want to take as far as setups. These are not setups, guys. These are just kind of anticipating breakouts is all this is. Being a little bit of a degen on our 90% account here. Man, I don't want to be faked out with this freaking breakout above this 25. You got to be careful around this 25 level because that's kind of where I've been getting burned. I mean, I took this. Ooh. Man, this is like what the 6th, 7th time we've hit this 25 level. So this is kind of what we're waiting. I was hoping we would already got some nice move off this 25, but we haven't. Let's see if this is the. We're at that previous day close. Damn it. We could get stuck there. That's the only thing that had me worried was this level here that we have marked out. No, we bounced off the previous day low. Damn it. I think 69 will be my line in the sand here. Damn it. It looks like we're about to dump because we just could not get above that freaking 25 level. That's going to put us in a whole lot here, guys. Might have to end up full porting. Full porting old eval today. That sucks that we lost at 25. This sucks. This could just be a big trend line pullback here. If I can get 90, I'll probably go to break even here. We may even go to break even now just because we're struggling to get through this. Whatchamacallit, the 85s here. I'm anticipating a 510 bounce. So this is why we got our level sitting at 509. A lot of times we'll hit that 10. We may not even get to the 10 before we pull back. I mean, just right there at it. This is what I was. We're right there at that 510 level. You always, most time, we get a hit that 510 and we pull back into the 90s. If I have to, I'll just sell the contract and just sell one off. That way it doesn't pull back. All right, so we just sold it already for at least 20 points. I'm not going to be a stickler over a freaking tick. So we did get down in the red a little bit, but like I said, I was still anticipating to see what happens with that 59.25 level. And I know anytime I try to take trades around those support levels that it can be very choppy, in which it was very choppy around that area. I wouldn't have done that with like a PA account or something I was about to pass. This is a fairly new eval with Beulah Knox that's 90% off. So we are going to trade a little bit more aggressive. I sold my 510 contract at about the 500s. We would have got it anyway, but I didn't want to take a chance. 20 is my next target, and that's right below that session mid there. So this is why you will see me get stopped out quite a bit, because I'm using most of the time. I try to stay under 20 with PA or these evals, but with fundeds I try to stay around 10. And this way, if you do take a loss, it's not like it's a devastating loss. So I'll take a loss here or there. Then if you're anticipating your move, especially with evals and 90% evals, these are the best accounts to practice stuff on, or to see what works and what doesn't work. Dude, I was wicked twice on both. We're gonna hold this time. I really don't want to sell. I feel like we definitely can hit that session mid there. That's our 50% pullback at the 29s. So I feel like 29s is definitely a target up. So that's why we're just about 9 points under it. All right, we're down to 2 contracts. I want to see this 32 hold here on the ES here, because that's their 50% mark. If I have to, I'll sell another contract. I don't want it to come back and take out both contracts while we're up 30 freaking points. I think 500 may be my line in the sand here. We may sell one more here if it gets back below that 900. Man, come on. So, like I said, I'll sell one more contract at 50. I mean, the whole number here at the 500 I just don't want to lose full profit on both contracts here if we do have to have that big pullback. I will leave one contract left, even if it comes back and break even us, because I'm trying to stay above that 25 level. So as long as we stay above that 59.25, I'm gonna try to hold a contract as long as possible. All right, so we may have to sell one here if it gets below the 500. And we can always add back into it if we get that pullback maybe to the 21 EMA or even the 80, you know, maybe try to add one in. As long as that whole number holds, we're just looking for 500 to hold here. If 500 doesn't hold, we'll go, like I said, we'll sell one of our contracts. And if it pulls back maybe into the 80s or 90s, maybe we can add 1, 2 or something. All right, sold one more. All right, so now we're back to that 25 level. This is what we need to see hold here. We lose that 25, man, it could just be another waterfall to the downside here. Yep, he just lost that 25. So we did get back in the green. Dude, what a rip off that 25 level. Had to come back and take our freaking stop losses. It's like a lot of people must have been long in this area because it just literally came back, wicked everybody out. Let's see if we stay above. This is just 3 micros now. Ah. Ah, come on. So we're risking what, about 60 bucks on this trade? I was hoping we would take out this session mid here, this 50% target, because we did retest the 25. So this is why I like the long here. So like I said, these aren't like setup trades. These aren't trades that I would take if it's matter. You know, you don't want to take these on accounts that matter to you, basically is what I'm saying. All right. We're still up 150-ish. So we still got profit to play with when it comes to, like I said, evals here. Don't tell me we're going to miss the dump off that 25. Like I said, guys, these aren't like setups. This is just more or less anticipating breakouts off of support resistance here. I just don't want anybody to mess up their account. So this is why I keep repeating that. So 25 will be my line in the sand, and also 84. Because that's at today's open here. Is that? No, today's open was up there at 518. I'm not sure what that 484 was. I think that was the low of today before it got broke, is what that was. Like I said, 25 is going to be my line in the sand here. If we start reclaiming that 25, that's where we'll close our trade down. What's up, Outer? We're doing a little bit of a degen trading over here on a 90% eval. So we're over here being super aggressive with it. All right, shoot. We reclaimed that 25 level here. Son of a bee. Do not want to see a print above this level here. Dude, this chop around this level has been insane. Ugh, it reclaimed it. Son of a bee. Come on, hold up. We're looking for the 25 to hold here. How's your trading been going today, Outer? I had a pretty good morning. Like I said, I mean, I've mentioned this multiple times. We are over here trading one of Bulanox's cheap evals, pretty aggressive. We're not trading setups or anything. Shit. I have to close that because we just got above that level again. I've been over here trying to trade this freaking Mazzini level. I've gotten burned quite a few times. on our evals over here. So we're back in the red again by 140. Like I said, we're trading this account pretty aggressively over here. We are green on the funded accounts because that's all it really matters is our funded accounts. So we took all of our serious trades first thing this morning. Here's just doing a little bit of a degen trading on our Bulanox here. Since it's a cheap account, try to get a little buffer built on it. Let's see if this... I thought the ES was going to go there. Don't want it back below the 500. As long as 500 holds, I feel comfortable. But if we start losing that 500, don't want to lose the whole number. Ooh. Like I said, guys, these aren't setups. These are just anticipating breakouts here on the ES. Ooh, might have to end up full porting this thing. Damn it. We just cannot get away from this 25 level. I thought once we finally broke above it, we would continue higher. But man, we just cannot get away from this freaking 25. And what sucks is it could just waterfall. All right, so we're about to get stopped out for huge loss here. No, we lost the 25. Son of a bitch. What a bummer. Man, I've been getting destroyed around this freaking 25 level. It's like the market just cannot, the ES just cannot get away from the 25 over here. A long setup at the 419. Oh, that 25 kicked my butt, guys. That 25 kicked our butt. Right now, we're just kind of chopping around that 25 level. I was hoping once we got above it, we would finally get the breakout, but that hasn't been the case. That thing's just been chopping horribly around that level. You said you're waiting for the 419 outer? Oh, 419 for trigger for long. Okay. How are you doing today, Raven? So this will probably be our last day of, or not our last day. We're green except for that one account that I kept telling you guys that we were trading super aggressive. So we're going to be red in that account. Actually, we're going to that account hit the daily loss. We did pass another Bulinox. We finally got our funded Bewley back. That was from the first trade this morning. So my goal was today was to find one winning trade on a funded account, which we did, and we found one winning trade here to get us our Bewley funded back, the one that we lost back in, I want to say March or February. The trade that we took there. Now these were more like setup trades, kind of anticipating, kind of talked about them and stuff. This, what you saw me doing a while ago, that right there is just being super aggressive, anticipating breakout stuff. So this is what we had marked out from this morning. And I usually don't even like taking opening trades, but it was just so hard not to jump into that. And so we took a really big move off of this breakout this morning of this bear flag. Then we took another pullback. I want to say, I don't remember the exact level. I would have to go back and look because it was off the, I want to say it was the 564 that we took it off. It was around this level here. I want to say it was because we pushed below it. We pulled back, retested it. But we lost that profit because that was that profit on that account that we're being super aggressive with. My funded trade, which I'm kind of disappointed because I had a runner, but this candle right here came back, stopped me out. But I wouldn't have held no 10, 15 point drawdown anyway, so it doesn't matter. But literally after this candle is where we just sold off freaking, what, 120 points. So this was the trade we took our funded on. We just got 10 points, but the runner we didn't get any profit off the runner. Then I don't know if you were here. Then you guys were here when I was sitting here just trading super recklessly, not really trading a setup or anything. The first two trades this morning, first three trades were setups. Like I was anticipating them. I had them marked out. And so we pretty much took all of our trades off of yesterday's high and today's open. And pretty much right here, I mean, you can kind of see them. The pullback into today's open. So then the second trade here was also a pullback into yesterday's high. We sold through the high. You can see it. It went right back into the high, and that's where we got short at off of that 64 level. So overall, it's been a good trading day, except for my little degen trading I was going on over here with my Bulenox. Oh, see, I guess I missed that post where I was looking at my charts. I missed that where you said your short setup was at I don't know if I'm gonna take any more trades today, which, oh man, it's so hard not to get long here, honestly. I know you like the short, but that, like, man, I like the long. I'm not sure how far to go up. You said you got your stop at 50 509. So that's not too bad. 19 points. We still didn't touch that 50% mark up there at 29. I couldn't tell you right or wrong. I already tried to take this freaking long multiple times and I got stopped out myself. So our DGen fund's over. So now we're just going to be back to normal trading. I've tried taking this trade off this 25 like multiple times, and that's where I kept getting burned. So we weren't going to try it again. Hopefully that doesn't do you dirty, outer, where it just literally wicked you and then sell off. Those are the worst. Oh man, run my stop and sell off. That's like the classic nasty NASDAQ there. Trying to put my stuff in Discord this way. So I'm down to just one eval now, guys, since we passed this one today. Funded. All right. So guys, I do put everything that I do as far as trading goes. Oh wait, that's the best way, outer. Is whenever I'm trading like for real, I always, I try to keep my stop losses somewhat small. That way they're easy recoverable. That sucks, man. And it's nothing worse than getting stopped out than we just sell off here. Or, sell back down. You said you were looking for what, 420? 420? Let's see if we can grab it for you. That sucks, man. That was a good call out too. It just sucks that it wicked you out literally to the tick and just dump, dude. That is like the worst thing ever. Especially when you got your setup, you know what it's going to do, then it does that to you. That does it to me. I don't know how many times. Like you have the right direction picked, but then it just rips your face off. Then, oh, okay, we got you. Let me go back down. That is the worst, man. It drives me nuts when it does that to me. The market manipulation. No kidding. So this is a outers trade. Even though I'm in it super late, we thought we'd just go and jump in since it's on an eval. So this wasn't a setup for me either, guys. This right here was something Outer had talked about because he got short from 490. It literally wicked him out. It hit his target. He called out a perfect play. It just hit the wick. I mean, that was perfect, dude. I know, man. That sucks, Outer, because that was like perfect. I mean, that thing literally, I mean, it just did you dirty, man. That was just so freaking dirty. I know you had it called out perfectly too, all the way down to the 420. That would have been like a 60-point move, man. Yeah, that's the worst. It happens to everybody, man. It happens to all of us. My last runner may get stopped out. Ugh. Oh, nice call out, Outer. I didn't really know how much this would have been a little bear flag here. So that wasn't a setup for me. Outer had called out that 420, and so it once we got below that pivot, I kind of liked it below the pivot, so that's where we took a stab at, right below that pivot at 69. I know that swept perfect. This is just a 3 micro entry. Couldn't break through. The classic bear flag setup here, guys, off the 9 EMA. 3 candle pullback. You get what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red candles, 2, 3 candle green, and anticipate the breakout. I'm not saying this is 100%, but man, this is usually a pretty classic type bear flag setup if you like to trade flag breakouts. We got 1 micro left. Like I said, we just entered with 3 micros, so we were trying to keep our losses fairly small. We're trying to keep the degen. The degen fun is over for the day. You got to see me do that a while ago, and it did not work out well for me. So now we're just going to kind of go back to more of a serious type evaluation trading. Man, I'm really hoping we take out those 320s down there, but I don't know if we have enough room here. I may risk $10 here and see if my thing holds, since it's just 1 micro. Put it back at the top of this right here. So what's that, 7 or 8, $16. So we're still in this trade for $16. Since we couldn't get down off that 9, we'll probably have to have a 20 touch before we can move down. It looks like what's going to happen here. All right, so our runner didn't get anything for us. We were able to at least get our initial 10 points. We just didn't get anything off the runner. So that's why usually whenever I trade these bears and bull setup, flag setups, I'm just looking for 10 points. 10 points, and if you're able to keep 1 or 2 contracts for a runner, that's where you make most of your money from. I was hoping we'd get another retest of that 20. We would run that wick on this play here. I was hoping we would take out this wick again, but didn't get down there. Did not get down there. Dude, didn't you have like a long setup at the 419? Did you take that outer? No, your areas are hitting hard today, man. I know it didn't quite get to that 419, but still. Are you still waiting on that 419 hit? Okay. We'll try to hold out and wait and see what happens. I don't do very good with resting orders like you're doing. I don't ever do good with resting orders. I don't know why. I just don't have the confidence level to put resting orders. I mean, I know that comes down to strategy, and that's only because I like to trade breakouts. So that I think that's the reason why I don't struggle. I struggle with resting orders. Okay, so you only got 15 more minutes. Okay. Yeah, that's a horrible time to trade. I may do the same. We'll stick around for another 15, 20 minutes, then we'll call it good. We'll try to come back for power hour because I wasn't sure. I knew we supposed to have someone come look at our furnace. We got to have our AC and furnace replaced. So hopefully we'll get that replaced in the next week or two. Man, I was really hoping for the pullback all the way to here. These are the levels I wanted to see us take out because that's kind of like a data wick from yesterday. See this data wick all the way down at the 320s? That's what I was hoping that from a short earlier that we could hit. I mean, it almost looks like another little. I may even pop this down to 2 micros or something. So we're in this trade for $40 at the moment. Oh, did we just go down there and rip and pop? Son of a bee. That was dirty. That didn't even give us our 10 points. I mean, it hit right at it. That was probably going to be the last trade of the day. We were able to at least get a little green on this account. Not much. But that's okay. That's why we were just trading with just 1 or 2 micros, 3 micros max. This was my goal for the day, was to get this one passed. So we did reach our threshold of the 53,082. So like I said, we're just down to 1 eval with Bulanox. So all my accounts are funded at the moment. And we're going to try to strictly just try to, especially for the month of June, is to try to find at least 1 10-point trade a day for our funded accounts. I mean, that would have been the 21 EMA pullback to the T. We're about to hit the macro time here in about 2 minutes. Pretty close. Outer. I don't know. I just feel the shorts, man. The shorts, like, I feel like we just want to take out that data wick down there. I'm assuming that's probably your area there, which we do got a lot of consolidation here, just throughout this whole area. I mean, it was a nice little reaction off of that. I don't know if it did it hit the 19? Did it get your entry outer? Ah, dang, dude. Man, that was so close and just ripped 20 points. Looking to see if we can get a 50 touch here. Trying to limit my. Oh, did it hit that 53 that you were talking about? So this is just with 2 micros, guys. So like I said, we're just trading very small at the moment. That's not bad. One trade loss. Shoot, that's not bad at all. Uh, so pretty much a break-even trade. You still may get it. I was looking for that 50 touch here, that 50 EMA touch sitting at 60. Man, look at the 50 bounce. I mean, it was so close to that 50. You want to see this area hold for the longs and rip back up. Two micros again, guys. Like I said, we're trading super small. That's all we're doing. Risking 30 to 40 bucks per trade. Oh, dang it. Still didn't get the breakout. All right, that's going to be my last one. We're just going to hold on to the 100 bucks we have left on this account. Like we hit that trend level again. Kind of holding up here. We're pretty close to that 19 level where Outer was talking about. We just hit that 19 level. You think we're going to get the bounce here? Or was it past the... Boner candle. Boner. Woo. Boner. 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 We're going to the 20. Oh my goodness. Boner getting off the charts. Oh, there's that first one. Wow. Boom, 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 boom. Full port. Wow. We full ported this motherfucker over here, guys. We're up 107 points. I didn't think we were gonna get that big of a sell off. I was just looking to get a little bit, and this thing just went freaking to the moon. There's that 20 level, that data wick that we brought up earlier. Insane. Like I said, we full ported account here off on the side here. We're up 91 points. I didn't expect that big of a move down. I was just actually just trying to hit that 1920 level again, and I didn't expect this huge sell-off like this. Like, that was an insane red candle. I was trying to build me a little buffer on my new eval, or this eval that we were trading. Insane. I knew that I had these levels marked out, but man, I did not expect us to hit it that quick. That was an insane breakout, guys. Insane. So now we're super green on this account that we were just trading these fuel micros with. My God. All right, so like I said, we did take that on a mini. So we're up 2,241. That was an insane move. Did not expect that to happen. Insane. That was so lucky. That was very lucky. Because that wasn't even a setup. I was just looking for us to get down to that 419 that you were talking about, Outer. So now I can go back to slow trading this now, since we have such a huge buffer on it. So now I only need about $800 or $750 to get my second Bewley funded. I want to get a total of 3, but I don't want to get them all at once. I kind of wanted to just stagger them out from month to month, and that's really what goal I have for that, and not try to get, like I said, because I really don't want to be paying for like 3 funded accounts all at once. So that'll have to be definitely my last trade of the day. I mean, that was like perfect timing right before lunch. I was just trying to add a little bit more green, trying to take out the level that you were talking about, Outer, at the 419, and that crap just waterfalled down. All right, so far today, breakdown. We hit the limit on that one eval that we were degenning from earlier. And I only have, like I said, one eval left, and that's with Bulanox. I have no evals with Apex. We just have the 5 or 6 funded accounts with them. And we strictly have been just trading one funded account to really try to get that thing to pay out, looking for 10 points a day. Like I said, we finally got our one Bewley back, funded back, because that was the one that we failed back in March or February from making a mistake. And this is why I usually try to not even have minis around my boards, because sometimes I'll be messing around and not realize I'm on minis when I'm meant to be on micros. I've made that mistake a few times, throughout the year, but it sucks when you do it on a funded account. I mean, it doesn't bother me if it happens on an eval, but man, you do it on a funded and that crap goes against you. That's like the worst. What an insane move. Is this going to be the bottom? That 20 going to be the bottom? Insane. So did that trigger you again, or did you not, you take your trigger off there, Outer? Okay, so it was, yeah, I'm not going to trade anymore either. I'm just done. I may come back and mess around for Power Hour, but I really don't have an account that I really can trade because I don't ever trade my funded in Power Hour. That sucks because I was looking for that area, man. On one trade I was in, I was looking for that 320 to get hit today. That it what it is, that's that Nvidia wick from yesterday. It looks like, I think this is the Nvidia because it's right at their close. If you look at it, it's about 3 or 410 or 310 my time, and I think this was that wick from Nvidia news yesterday. So what are you saying? Like, you thinking the Bears are back in control now, right? The Bears should be back in control. I mean, hell, this even looks like another little bear setup here, unless it's just going to be a complete reversal. Yeah, the bearish. But heck, this thing could just pull pretty far back. I mean, it could fill in this gap. Retest of the IBL here is another possible. I'm like you. I'm going to stick the lunchtime hour outer. Too bad I didn't get this on that other eval, the one we were degenning up that's earlier today. I don't do that a whole bunch. That's very, very rare whenever I start just degenning an eval. But I know I do that sometimes whenever I'm trading those cheap evals. It's so hard for me not to sometimes. So we should be starting off June pretty good then. I may not even, well, I don't know. We may look for a small trade with the eval yesterday. Wait, what is today? Today's Thursday. So yeah, tomorrow's Friday. No. Have a good evening at work today, Outer. Hope it goes by fast for you. Hopefully this next month don't go by super slow for you since you're anticipating your vacation coming up. We're going to the beach this year also, and it's in the middle of July. This will be the first time we've gone to the beach in July, and I don't know how long. It's been a long time since our kids got of age, because I'm not a big fan of like going to touristy sections during the prime months where it's super busy. Usually when I go to the beach, I like to go right after school starts back. And that way it's not as busy. You're not on top of each other on the beach, and the restaurants are not as busy. So those are usually my favorite times to do vacation stuff. So our vacation will start out with us going to Atlanta Comic Con. That's the only reason why we're going on vacation in July, because they moved the Atlanta Comic Con. Usually it's in February every year, but this year they moved it to July. So what we're going to do is we're going to be going to Atlanta, Georgia for the weekend. and then we'll leave Sunday to drive to Orange Beach. Outer, are you going anywhere? Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking too, John. That 20. Did you catch any that moved down? Yeah, that was the Nvidia wick. Oh, you're going to Hong Kong? Nice. I've never been out of the country. Now, are you? Do you know anybody there, or is that just like a? Oh, so you're okay. So you're from Hong Kong. Nice. Well, how long have you lived away from your family? Like, if that's your immediate family, how long you been living in Canada? Okay, so almost 4 years. Okay. Oh, you did. So you did jump in, John? Oh, dude, I jumped in. Let's see, look. I called 100 points of that, John. Look, 2,241. Woo, we caught almost all of that on this fresh new little Bewley here. We did degen one of our Bewleys this morning. We were doing a 0-day J this morning, but I let everybody know so there was no hopefully no one was copy trading that crap. This was a serious trade here. This was my very first trade this morning. There was that first initial breakout that we had marked out. I took that huge bear flag breakout from this morning for like 60 or 70 points. And we finally got our Bewley funded back, John. After that mistake that I made on when we were actually on the phone with each other, when I was in the 4 minis and not the micros. It's like, you son of a bee. So then we got our 10 points for our funded. We did not get the runner. What really irritates me about that, because I didn't hold it, dude, I took the 518 short this morning on my funded account looking for a big runner. That thing came back and wicked me out and sold 100 points. So, man, that would have been a awesome funded trade day, because we took it off at today's lows or something at the 518s. I would have to go back and look at my trading view, see what level that was. Oh, it was today's opening. So I took my funded trade off today's opening. I've been taking these a lot more lately. So what I'm doing is I'm waiting for it to break. This is a 3-minute candle, so it doesn't look as clean. So I'm taking it on the 1 minute. So if you switch over to the 1 minute, so this is what let me go back over here a little bit. All right, so this is how I would have taken it. See how we broke the today's opening here at the 518. So I waited for this candle to come back, retest that 518, and that's where we got short. Was that here? No, it was right here. I'm sorry. It was this candle here, because we got our 10 points. This is the one that came back and hit me with a break even. Then it went up about another 15 points. Then just straight waterfall. But being on my funded, I wasn't going to hold 15 points worth of drawdown. So that's why our runner didn't work out this morning. Then our last second trade we took, which we ended up blowing that account anyway because we're being super aggressive, was the retest of today's highs. So yesterday's highs was at 564. So we took that too. See how we broke the 564. I'm waiting for the retest, and this also retest into a little bear flag. And once we hit that 564 quick reaction, I got short, and this is the next big move that we took down. Then the first initial move this morning was this setup here. Sorry about all the lines here. It was this breakout here. I marked it out pre-market. I said I wasn't sure if I wanted to because it happened at opening, but man, once it broke this 1 minute trend line here, it was just a straight waterfall. And that's how these are pretty much the setups that I took. But whenever I was being a little degenning with the old eval earlier, those were not setups. Then I got lucky on this big breakout here because I was just looking for Outer's target down at the 20. Dude, John Outer called out a banger trade today, and it literally just wicked him and then sold off, man. It was like so dirty. It's one of those days like you have your setup, and literally the market just takes you out by like 1 point, then sells off 100 points. And like that is like absolute worst. Ugh. All right, guys. Everybody have a good evening. Have a good evening at work this evening, Outer. So just a quick breakdown of what our trades look like today. Thank you, good sir. What's up? How are you doing today? Did you find any good moves today? Hopefully no one was trading with me whenever we were degenning around the 25 breakout whenever I was trying to catch that Manzini breakout today. I got wrecked doing that on one of my evals. Woo. Oh, you were scalping today? Yeah, it's some really good scalping moves today if you're good at scalping. All right, guys, we will either see you at Power Hour or we will see you tomorrow. I'm not sure what my time looks like tomorrow. 5 minute long. Let's see here. That long was at 405 though. That's the only thing that you should have been long at 405, 400. Right? Or is it just now popping? All right, we'll do one micro with you. How does that sound, John? One micro. Looking for, we'll look for, let's see, 5 minutes. Now, is this a, whatchamacallit call out? Now, is that a setup or did they enter already? Okay, potential 5 minute setup. It's actually kind of playing out with a inversion gap trade. John. The only thing I don't like about it, John, is the consolidation that it's in. That's probably my only negative about it. It's this part right here that I'm not a big fan of on the 5-minute breakout here. If it had a cleaner looking bridge, that would be probably nice, but it's just this area here. I think that sucks. All right. Just for you, buddy. Just for you. This is just a 1 micro on the 5-minute to see if the 5-minute breakout works here. Oh no, my mouse died. So on these 5-minute trades, like I said, this isn't you can take this at your own risk. So what these are is 5-minute setup breakouts, and you're looking to try to make 30 points. Like I said, the only thing I don't like about it is here, but we could run this wick here. So we'll see what happens. And this is just 1 micro. So 1 micro times 30, what is that? $60? Yeah, 60 bucks. And we're up over 2,000, so this is why it's like, we'll give it a whirl. So yeah, so it's on this account. We're up $2,200, so we can risk 60 bucks to see if it'll work out. And it could take a long time because these are the 5-minute charts. I actually may go grab a coffee and come back. I'll be back in like a couple minutes. We could pull back to maybe the 407s and retest that trauma line. We got our trauma sitting at 407. Yeah, trauma's at 407, John. All right, I'm going to walk away. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Looks like it hit right off that trauma. Five-minute trades, you definitely gotta have the patience on here for these 5-minute trades. I haven't taken many of these lately. So basically we're just risking $60 of our profit today from this. This was a call out by John Carter, so we thought we would amuse him, entertain John Carter, and give him this trade to see if it works out for him. If he was, so we can see if it wins, so he's not at home to see what he's missing. Or I could do the total opposite. Then I'm like, screw you, John Carter. We will give you his phone number and address, and you can go to his house and sort out the loss. Oh, goodness. You took it on the funded. Oh, my goodness. Hey, man, I'm giving you one micro to work with here. So I'm giving you the one micro. I'm giving you $60 of eval paper money. I feel like it's a decent spot. I mean, you would think that we got these wicks up here. We could possibly run these wicks. That's the only. Like I said, the only thing that I not like about this 5-minute breakout, it's not that I don't like 5-minute breakouts. I didn't like all this consolidation here. That's my only thing I did not like about the 5-minute breakout here. Everything else looked okay except this. I didn't like the way this bridge looked here. So if you trade in 5 minutes, you definitely gotta have some patience. It takes a little bit for these five, if they're winning trades or whatever, losing trades, they take a little bit to work their way out on the 5 minutes. Like I said, we're going to be in it for the long run. We're just risking $60. Like I said, I was in a couple minis on that big sell-off from earlier. I was looking just for a few points, but I got lucky and caught that big boner candle to the downsides for 100 points. So we're looking for 30 points, guys. 30 points. This is a John Carter call out. So we said we would give him one micro to see if this trade would work since he's in his car and he can't be at home to trade it. So why does it show like 200 in the green, but it only shows like $84 in is that some kind of trades you took yesterday, John? I don't see how you keep up with this many damn accounts, dude. That's a lot of accounts. Yeah, I had a 85. I did $85 on my whatchamacallit, on my funded account today. All right, we're pumping. We're up almost 20 points, guys. We need 10 more points to get our 30 points. This is a 5-minute breakout here. So you're looking for 30 points or risk 30 points. If I had more contracts, I might even scale off a little bit just because we're at that 21 EMA. But I only went in with one micro. So we're in it for the long haul here. Man, really that if I was looking at my trading view charts, I wish I would have, because you're in from the 415. Nice. If I was paying attention to my freaking trading view charts, I would have liked to have been long right at 4. Once we got back above yesterday's close. Yeah, we're taking this trade on a John Carter call out. He was talking about the 5-minute break, so that's why we took it. Oh, did you take this one off of this here? You right here? That actually was a nice little setup too. I mean, right there above trauma, man. I would have liked to have been long from this freaking thing here at yesterday's close. I don't really follow Top Step. It's really hard for me to follow some of those prop firm TV channels because I don't see how those companies can have your best interests, honestly. Because I mean, why would a company that's making money on you failing eval show you how to win? I don't know. I mean, that's just my way of I guess thinking. I'm not saying they don't take winning trades, but I just don't see how they would show people how to win all the time if they would lose money if everybody won. It's also K. It is kind of tough to actually follow people's trades like on streaming. That is definitely something. Yeah, that's my recommendation to Kay. What John G was saying is find, I probably wouldn't use Top Step as far as buying accounts, but I haven't looked in Top Step accounts in a long time, so I don't know how much they are now. But me starting out, I would use as cheap prop firms as far as their accounts go. But as far as following a Top Step platform to learn from, I'm not sure because I don't ever watch their stuff. It's just hard to believe, for me to believe, how a prop firm who makes money off people losing to show people how to win. That's the only thing I'm not sure about because I haven't watched them enough to know. I think you would probably get better if you're going to watch the Top Step TV. You would probably get more useful information from the people that's inside the chat who are chatting about where they're going long or what they're doing. So when I started trading, I just take a bunch of people's information that I like, and you just kind of just come up with your own. Oh wow, okay, so we hit the 30 points. John Carter, too bad you're not at home to get that 30-point move there, guy. Thanks, John Carter, for the 30-point call out. For passing on the info. Oh, goodness. Yeah, Kate, mostly what I trade is mostly breakouts. Breakouts with support and resistance levels. I try to keep it as simple as possible. Like Outer, he does a lot of ICT trading. I know Top Step has their own platform, which is called Top X or something like that. I trade on a Ninja, and mostly I'm not even sure. I think you can even. I'm not sure who all Top Step because I haven't used Top Step in a very long time. I know when I first started doing the trading, Top Step was too pricey for me, and I know they're cheaper now because they're being more competitive with the other prop firms. But I know several years ago with Top Step, I want to say they're like $100 just for eval because John Carter, he used Top Step a lot in the beginning. Usually starting out, I try to just use the cheap prop firms just to kind of get my feet wet. So that's why usually when I started out, I tried to look for like the 90% off with the companies. Because it's very rare that people are going to be getting payouts or, you go through your normal struggles of tradings in the beginning. So with prop firms, end of the day, you still lose money because you got to pay for the accounts. But it's all about the leverage and it's the mentality. I don't know how much trading you have done. So, like, it's almost like step levels. So, when you start trading evals or even a sim account, you won't have the same emotions when you go from, say, a sim account to an eval to a funded account. So when I first started trading, like, man, my mind and just motions would be all over the place trading funded. Like, I also, once I start hopefully eventually getting payouts, I even want to, yeah, the feeling the difference just insane. That's why I haven't started trading my live. I have like about $900 in a live account right now that I want to trade, but I don't know what my just emotions would be once I start trading it. And I try to post everything I do in Discord every day too, because sometimes I don't say everything I do online. So these have been my funded accounts for the last couple of days. I didn't trade Monday, So Tuesday was a no trade, and I'm trading funded with Apex. All my funded accounts with Apex. And today I just got back one of my Bewley because I lost one of my Bewley fundeds a while back. And it sucks losing fundeds because, you know, heck, you're talking about $130 to $150 depending on what size account you have. It's different. I'm not going to lie. I know it's different for everybody. I'm trading more on a grind just because I can't do, like, if you go watch a lot of other streamers, the one thing that they're doing that I don't do is I don't throw thousands and thousands of dollars at it playing because there's a prop firm game that people are playing. So they'll throw thousands and thousands of dollars at prop firms and looking for, you know, because it takes what, one payout of $1,000 to $2,000 to get a payout. So it's crazy. But see, the thing with some of the bigger streamers that are doing that, the difference between them and you is it is a different mentality using other people's money to pay for evals and funded accounts. Where like myself, where I'm a smaller YouTube channel, or even yourself, you cannot trade with that same mentality, I guess, unless you just have tons of money to throw at it. Yeah, I want to say if that's your first time trading, I would probably recommend Bulinox or Apex if you're just starting out. That's why I don't really recommend Take Profit. Take Profit's a good account, but I don't trade them starting out just because it's more money up front. Where Bulinox and Apex and maybe some of the other, I don't know some of the other ones, I just stick to those two because they've been around the longest. But those are the cheapest right now. So with Bulinox, you can get one of their accounts for $15 for 50K. Yeah. So Apex right now, you can get $17 for 50K. That's what I would recommend trading if you're new to trading. That way, you know, if you try it and you don't like it, I'd rather be out $17 than I would $50. And this way you could get 250Ks or almost 350Ks for the price of one Top Step account. You could get three with Bulinox. You can get 350Ks for the price of one. Yeah, once you pass it, that's like I said, if you're good at passing evals and you get to that point, then you could probably, I would, you know, if you want to bump up to the little bit more expensive upfront cost accounts. Oh, you have to put in a discount code. So you see how we have I have advertising up top here in the top of my stream. If you look up here in the green writing, you see discount code. If you put in discount code Husk or whoever you're following, it'll give you that 90% discount off K. So what it is, they're giving you 90% off of $200 a month. But with Apex, they change it. You need to make sure and look at where it says your recurring monthly if you're going to slow trade that account and you're planning on keeping it for a few months. Because I know Apex is a little bit more expensive the second month, where Bulinox right now, its renewal, it's 90% too. So, you know, let's just say you buy it today, in 30 days you haven't passed it, you would only have to pay another $15. What is what does that mean? APEC account review. Are they changing something, Outer? I know I saw a video or email about them changing stuff. I don't think it's stuff that I do. It doesn't affect me. I think it has a lot to do more with hedging. It's an explaining of your entry rules. Let's see. No, I don't really use any of that stuff. Yeah, some of that stuff, I don't know how they're going to honestly control. It's an explanation of your initial stops and take profit. We're doing pretty good. We did degen a eval today room. Everything else was good. We passed Bewley 50K, so we hit that threshold of 53,082. This was a fairly new eval because I trashed that other one trying to trade that Manzini level 25, and I took one funded account trades. And I only got 85 bucks on my funded account today. I put it over here in Discord. These are the funded trades for the last 2 days. So yesterday I only ended up with, my runners have just not been working out lately. Both days I've been stopped out on runners, just like yesterday. So we only got 65.50 on the funded yesterday and 82.50 today on funded. It did help me get over the $26,000, $3,600. So now we're at least around that $600 before the hopefully payout. Then I haven't put this last evaluations, but here's the evaluation trades today. I full ported a new eval that we had picked up from yesterday, and we blown it. Then that other one, I got lucky and caught that huge sell-off from earlier. What do you mean by like a list of indicators used? Like, are they flagging indicators? Which I don't really use a lot of indicators, so it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, a lot of that stuff don't usually ever affect me as far as the rules go. Most of this stuff that, to me, Outer, most of this stuff right here affects, it goes back to where I was saying, like, people are, gambling, not really gambling, but they're throwing a lot of money at it for the payouts, not necessarily where they're just throwing a lot of money at your evaluations, and they're hedging the funded accounts. I guess I think I heard somebody talking about that, where you can trade on 2 different platforms and you just hedge them. So another thing, what apparently people have been doing, I'm surprised they let people get away with it, is they would hedge the accounts. Let's say you got 2 funded accounts. They hedge them, and they would get this massive take profit. Let's just say you need what, $3,000. They would oh, if they're taking you to a live account. Oh, okay. Well, I think I heard someone talking about that, what they were letting people get away with, which, hell, if I knew they were doing that, it would have been tempting for me to do it. So let's just say that first 8 days, you break all the rules with Apex. Then after that, you just got to trade another 8 days to get a payout. So they would get over the threshold with 1 or 2 trades, and then just submit it, take the fail, don't get the payout, then trade another 8 days, making like $50 to $100, and then take the payout. They would let them have it after that. No, that was just one thing I was hearing about the PA accounts. The live account, I have no idea what you have to do to get to a live account. I would think is if you take out a certain amount of money per account, I would imagine. So are they trying to put you on a live account? That's hard to believe, though. They're just picking people at random? Now, does that mean you can have a live account plus I know I don't see no email with the that you're talking about, outer. Oh, if they have good stats. Well, that's pretty crappy to if they're doing that. Well, I know I don't have good stats because I stream. So I overtrade a lot. It's only people with good that are profitable with good stats. But see, I don't think Outer is taking any payouts with his fundeds though, because he's had those for a good while, and I remember him just talking about it, you know, over the last 4 or 5 months. Yeah, so he says no payouts yet. So guys, we're probably gonna be done trading today. I only took that last one little trade because that was something John had brought up about the 5-minute breakout. Yeah, I think Outer's only got either 2 or 3 funded accounts. I want to say one of them's a big one, then the other was like a 50K. Yeah, he trades very small. Like he trades. I know ICT stuff, John. He had a banger earlier, and the nasty NQ girl did him dirty and wicked him out by 1 point, then sold off 100 points. He got done dirty this morning. The nasty NQ was like, no, not today, Outer. Broom said he was short. All right, guys, I have to go run a quick errand real quick for because I only have till the first. I was taking stuff out of my a storage unit. It's only 12. I just know I gotta have it out of there by tomorrow. So was hoping it did to go full wheel riding this weekend, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. Might have to wait till Sunday. I really wanted to go Saturday, but don't know if I'll be able to. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully, you guys were able to at least find some kind of a small move today, or at least get your 10 points. Sounds good, Outer. Have a good evening at work, guys. All right, Outer. We were planning on walking away a while ago till John Carter called out the 5-minute breakout, and we thought we'd sit through it. All right, guys. Have a good one. Thank you guys for watching.